After discovering that former Mayor Christopher Walsh had promoted the upcoming Chicago World's Fair without doing any of the necessary planning, Lily asked Kevin to investigate who was behind all the empty exhibit venues that were paid for with city money. Kevin, with the help of Sasha and Olivia Rafferty, tracked the funds to a single construction company. But when Kevin and his team visited the headquarters, they found an old laundromat, where a collection of Chicago mobsters sat waiting.
"You said you're Mayor Williams' husband?" one of the mobsters poked. "You're Kevin Williams?"
"The mega billionaire?" another mobster prodded.
"The head of Williams Media and of Williams & Williams Pharmaceuticals?"
Yet another chimed in. "That's right," Kevin responded as Olivia and Sasha stood proudly by his side. "I'm all those things, and I want answers." The mobsters all shot each other knowing looks.
"Well, I'm sorry, Kevin Williams,"
the lead mobster apologized.
"We don't have answers. All we got is knuckle sandwiches."
The goon pulled out a hidden baseball bat and swung it at Kevin's head. Kevin dodged. The rest of the mobsters pulled out their own baseball bats and advanced on Kevin and his friends. Kevin asserted the situation. The mobsters were not leveled fighters. Kevin turned to Sasha and Olivia. "We can't strike them," Kevin noted. "We can play defense, but none of these men have levels. It wouldn't be a fair fight." Olivia and Sasha nodded in understanding. "We won't hurt them," Olivia replied. The mobsters, now all holding baseball bats and moving closer, laughed at Kevin's restraint.
"You're worried about hurting us?"
the lead mobster scoffed.
"We're the ones holding the baseball bats. Get 'em, boys."
A brawl erupted, with the confrontation spilling out into the main area of the laundromat. Kevin danced around the goons with playful agility. "Watch out for the spin cycle," he quipped, spinning multiple times to avoid the goons' relentless swings. Sasha and Olivia showcased their defensive prowess, expertly dodging attacks while blocking with skillful precision. Amid the chaos, Kevin continued his banter. "This is the worst laundromat I've ever been to. I'm afraid I might have to leave a terrible Yelp review." Kevin joked, using the doors of the washing machines as impromptu shields against the mobsters' continued blows.
"Totally agree,"
Sasha shouted.
"This place only takes quarters and everyone keeps trying to hit you with baseball bats."
As the fight raged on, the unexpected clash of suds and sports equipment echoed through the laundromat. In the heart of Chicago's underworld, justice played out amid detergent pods, playful banter, and the relentless pursuit of truth. The mobsters were tired. Kevin, Olivia, and Sasha had only been defensive in their fighting techniques, but the constant swings and misses were causing the burly goons to sweat. After a time, Kevin, Sasha, and Olivia had successfully maneuvered the mob goons into a corner without even raising their heartbeats. It was time to put an end to the scuffle and stop toying with the mobsters, who finally realized that they were being beaten. With a swift and coordinated effort, Kevin, Sasha, and Olivia pushed the goons into a massive industrial-sized dryer. The mobsters, disoriented and struggling, found themselves confined within the metal confines of the machines. "Now, Sasha," Kevin called out, gesturing towards the control panel. Sasha, with a determined expression, pressed the power button, setting the dryer into motion. The machine whirred to life, and the goons inside were subjected to endless rotations inside the machine. As the dryer spun faster and faster, the muffled protest of the confined mobsters echoed through the laundromat.
"Stop!"
they shouted.
"Let us out!"
The unconventional punishment served both as retribution and a comical spectacle. Kevin couldn't help but chuckle as he watched the dryers twirl their unwilling occupants. "Lily always said she wanted to clean up the city," Kevin quipped. Olivia joined in the amusement, her eyes dancing with mischief. "They lost the fight, but at least their clothes will come out smelling great." The laundromat's overhead lights flickered as the dryer reached maximum speed, its contents thoroughly tossed and tumbled. The ordeal was both a lesson and a form of poetic justice for the criminals who had exploited the city. Once satisfied that the goons had received their unique form of punishment, Kevin signaled to Sasha to turn off the dryer. As the machine gradually slowed to a halt, the dazed and disheveled mobsters stumbled out, their bravado replaced with a newfound humility. "You want more?" Kevin asked.
"No, please no,"
the lead mobster shouted.
I can't spin no more. I think I'm gonna throw up.
The lead mobster spun and staggered and reeled into the street, followed by his equally dizzy thug peers. With the laundromat now cleared of the mob presence, Kevin, Sasha, and Olivia exchanged triumphant glances. The victory, while unconventional, had dealt a blow to the criminal underbelly of Chicago. Now let's get the evidence we need, Kevin stated, his tone resolute. Sasha and Olivia nodded in agreement, and together they set out to gather information that would unravel the layers of corruption within the World's Fair construction scandal. The battle against the criminal forces had taken an unexpected turn, but with each victory, the path to justice became clearer. Carrying a filing cabinet filled with fraudulent invoices, Kevin, Sasha, and Olivia made their way out of the laundromat, hopeful that they had all of the evidence that they needed. The Chicago air outside felt crisp and refreshing, a stark contrast to the chaos that they had just left behind. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, Lily sat at her desk, surrounded by stacks of papers detailing the necessities for the upcoming Chicago World's Fair. "We don't have much time, and there's so much that needs to get done before the fair," Lily thought to herself. The list seemed endless: food, rides, exhibitions, each category demanding attention and organization. Lily knew she needed help from someone with expertise in event planning and someone who had the ability to navigate the intricacies of a citywide fair. Just then, Rachel entered the room, her eyes scanning the chaos on Lily's desk. "Looks like you've got your hands full." Lily let out a weary laugh. "You have no idea. I appreciate all your help, but it would take a miracle to pull this off in time." Rachel took a seat, ready to discuss solutions. "What if we bring in a professional event planner? Someone who knows the ins and outs of organizing large-scale events. Someone who knows Chicago. Obviously, you would be in charge, but it wouldn't hurt to have some extra hands." Lily nodded in agreement. "That's exactly what I was thinking. Do you have someone in mind?" "Let me talk to my sources and bring in someone great," Rachel replied. Lily smiled. "Sounds good." "And you need to take a break," Rachel continued. "You're 8 months pregnant with twins. How's everything with the babies?" "Great," Lily offered. "It's nice to have Kevin home, even when he's helping me deal with mayoral crises rather than sharing romantic dinners with me. It's nice to know he's close by." Lily enjoyed the peaceful moment, her first all day. She took a deep breath and got back to work. Later that day, Rachel re-entered the office with renewed enthusiasm. "Lily, do you have a moment? There's someone I want you to meet." "Of course," Lily replied. "She comes highly recommended," Rachel offered. "And she has experience planning big-time events and has worked with every union in the city. I think she is just the help we need to get the World's Fair on track." Lily's eyes lit up. "Amazing. Bring her in." Rachel opened the door a little wider. "Mayor Williams, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Alma Capone." Lily looked on as Alma Capone stepped into the office. The Chicago mob boss who had been talking with her goons inside the laundromat earlier now stood in Lily's office. She wore a nice pantsuit and had changed her last name to avoid suspicion. "Mayor Williams, so nice to finally meet you." Alma stepped forward and shook Lily's hand. "I worked with Mayor Walsh in the past, and between you and me, he was rather unreliable." Lily chuckled to herself. "I can imagine. Alma, it's nice to meet you. Rachel says you come very highly recommended, and if I'm being honest, we have a real mess on our hands and could use your help. The Chicago World's Fair is scheduled to open soon, and we've recently discovered that all the venues and exhibits Mayor Walsh was paying for were just facades. We don't have anything real in place. Can you help?" "Well," Alma offered, "that does sound like a mess, but I've cleaned up worse. The first thing we're going to want to do is find some real venues and real exhibits, and make sure the money is flowing to the right places." "Lily said the same thing," Rachel offered. "Then you're already heading in the right direction. I'm sure we can handle the rest," Alma replied. "So you'll take the job?" Lily asked with genuine curiosity. "Mayor Williams, I love Chicago," Alma noted. "I've lived here my whole life. My family is here. I'd love to help." "Then you're hired," Lily exclaimed. "Welcome to the team. We're small but determined." "Actually, I do have one condition," Alma pushed back. Lily and Rachel shared a nervous look. "Anything, Alma, just name it," Lily replied. Alma smiled. "Don't call me Alma. My friends just call me Ma." Lily nodded agreeably. "All right, well then welcome to the team, Ma." The energy in the room was alive with hopeful possibilities. With the added help, Lily was sure she could save the World's Fair for the people of Chicago. But what she didn't realize was that she had just invited the head of the Chicago mob into her inner circle. After discovering that former Mayor Christopher Walsh had promoted the upcoming Chicago World's Fair without doing any of the necessary planning, Lily, with the help of her fearless husband Kevin and good friend Rachel, kicked her efforts into high gear to make sure that the event would still take place and open on time. Unfortunately, Lily didn't realize her new hire and event planner was none other than Alma Ma Capone, the Chicago mob boss who was the beneficiary of Mayor Walsh's corruption. Lily emerged from City Hall, her mind still preoccupied with the task of organizing the Chicago World's Fair. However, her thoughts were abruptly interrupted by a swarm of reporters, their cameras flashing and microphones thrusting towards her.
Mayor Williams, can you comment on the rumors surrounding the Chicago World's Fair? Is it all in danger of falling apart?" one reporter shouted.
"What happened to the money allocated to the World's Fair? Are taxpayers' funds being misused?" another reporter prodded. "Everything's fine," Lily stated. "There's nothing to worry about. Thank you for your questions." Lily felt a surge of panic as she tried to navigate through the barrage of questions. She offered confident assurances before retreating to the safety of her car, though even Lily had to worry inwardly if the fair could be turned into a success with so little time for preparation. Back at the mayor's mansion, Lily collapsed onto the couch, feeling the weight of the mounting pressure. Rachel joined her, concern etched across her face. "Lily, this is getting out of hand," Rachel noted, her voice laced with worry. "The rumors are spreading like wildfire, and now the press is breathing down our necks." Lily nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. "But how are they getting this information? We've been careful to keep everything under wraps." Rachel sighed, leaning back in her chair. "I don't know, but we need to find out fast and stop the leaks before this entire boat sinks." "I asked Kevin to follow the money trail," Lily recalled. "Maybe the wrong people noticed." "Maybe," Rachel replied. "All I know for sure is the information's not coming from us. I've only talked to you and Alma, and she comes highly recommended." Lily clenched her fists, determination flickering in her eyes. "We won't let them bring us down. We'll get to the bottom of this and salvage the World's Fair." Rachel nodded in agreement. "I'm with you, Lily. We all are." Outside the mayor's mansion on the street, Alma Capone stood with her phone pressed to her ear as she spoke in hushed tones to a reporter on the other end of the line. A devious smirk played across her lips as she reveled in the chaos she had sown. "Thanks for running with that tip," Alma purred, her voice dripping with satisfaction. "I owe you one. But trust me, there's plenty more where that came from. This scandal is just getting started, and I've got all the inside information we need to keep the fire burning." The reporter on the other end expressed gratitude, eager for more juicy details to fuel the headlines. "You can count on me," Alma assured, her tone oozing with false sincerity. "I'll make sure you're the first to know about any new developments. Just keep my family's name out of the paper, and we'll keep this little arrangement between us." With a click, Alma ended the call, a malicious glint in her eyes. She relished the power she held, knowing that her secrets could bring down even the most powerful figures in the city. As long as she had the upper hand, she could manipulate the situation to her advantage, all while keeping her own involvement hidden in the shadows. Later that night, Kevin arrived home to find Lily looking visibly stressed, surrounded by stacks of paper and a multitude of ringing phones. Concerned, he approached her, gently placing a hand on her shoulder. "Hey there, beautiful," Kevin said softly, offering her a comforting smile. "Looks like you've had quite a day. Can I get you anything? Water, foot massage, a check for $1 million?" Lily sighed and giggled at the offer of a check. She leaned back into his touch. No, just you, my love. It's been chaotic, to say the least, but seeing you is a welcome relief. Kevin leaned in, pressing a tender kiss to her forehead. Well, how about we get everyone else out of here so we can have some time alone? I've got something special planned for you. Lily's eyes widened in surprise. Oh? I don't need anything special. Kevin smiled. Did you think I forgot? Lily couldn't help but smile. Forgot what? It's your birthday, Lily, Kevin said, a mischievous twinkle in his eye. And I know you've had a hard couple of days, but it's time to celebrate. I've made reservations at that fancy Italian restaurant you love, Amore Meatballs. Lily's heart swelled with gratitude. Kevin, that's so sweet of you. I love Amore Meatballs, but with everything going on, I'm not sure if we should... Kevin took Lily's hand into his own. Well, you're in luck, because I am sure. With that, Kevin whisked Lily to the fanciest, most expensive Italian restaurant in Chicago. They enjoyed oversized lasagna and a plate full of cannolis. This is really nice, Lily noted. Thank you, my dear husband. Just happy to give you a little time to enjoy yourself. You've been working so hard, Kevin noted. After they had finished their meals, Kevin led Lily toward the exit. Want to stop to get some ice cream on the way home? Lily considered the offer. I don't know. I have a long day planned for tomorrow and... Before she could finish her sentence, they were interrupted by the sudden clamor of reporters outside the restaurant windows. Lily's heart sank as she realized they were about to be swarmed by the press. Looks like the paparazzi caught wind of our plans, Kevin said, a hint of annoyance in his voice. I'll take the lead. Kevin led Lily outside and pushed through a crowd of excited journalists. As the reporters bombarded them with questions, accusing them of extravagance at taxpayer expense, Lily felt a surge of indignation rise within her. How can you be eating a fancy dinner when the city's money has been wasted on empty exhibit venues? One reporter shouted. Are we not going to get a World's Fair because you spent all the money on lasagna? Another shouted. Actually, Lily said, her voice cutting through the chaos, my husband happens to be a billionaire, and we usually eat leftovers. He just wanted to give me something nice because it's my birthday. The reporters faltered, taken aback by Lily's candid response. Sensing an opportunity, she decided to turn the tables on them. In fact, Lily continued, her voice steady, this might be our last night out before we have twins to take care of. The reporters exchanged uncertain glances, realizing they might have overstepped their boundaries. You hear her, Kevin shouted. Get out of here, you vultures, and let a pregnant woman enjoy her night. As the reporters began to disperse, Lily turned to Kevin with a determined look in her eyes. Kevin, wait, she said, grabbing his arm gently. There's something I need to do. Kevin paused, turning back to face her, curious about what she had in mind. What is it, Lily? He asked, his brow furrowing slightly. Lily took a deep breath, steeling herself for what she was about to say. She knew it was time to take a stand against the corruption that had plagued the city for too long. I actually have an official statement, Lily shouted to the dispersing press. The reporters returned and began recording again as Lily continued with her impromptu press conference. I need to make things right, Lily said firmly. I know that my predecessor wasn't the most honest mayor, and the World's Fair is in chaos at the moment, but I won't let it be canceled. The Chicago's World Fair is going to happen on time, and it is going to be spectacular. Kevin squeezed his wife's hand, proud of her. I am hereby announcing that every previous crooked contract the city had relating to the World's Fair is canceled, Lily declared, her words echoing across the courtyard. We are reopening bids, and I expect every interested party to have their paperwork on my desk by Monday morning. The reporters looked on in astonishment, realizing the significance of Lily's announcement. It was a bold and decisive move, one that would send a clear message that corruption would not be tolerated under her administration. Lily held her head high, feeling a sense of pride and determination coursing through her veins. She was ready to take on whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that she had Kevin by her side every step of the way. Together, they would bring about real change and ensure that the World's Fair would be a symbol of integrity and innovation for the city of Chicago. In the dimly lit back room of the laundromat, Ma Capone's eyes blazed with fury as she watched Lily's announcement on the news. Her mob goons were seething with anger, plotting a sinister plan to deal with Lily once and for all.
"One of these days, that Williams dame is going to regret crossing us," one of the mobsters growled, his voice laced with venom. "She thinks she can stand up to us? Big mistake."
Alma's lips curled into a menacing smirk as she leaned forward, her gaze cold and calculating. She had no qualms about resorting to violence to get what she wanted, and Lily Williams was standing squarely in her way.
"We need to send her a message," Alma declared, her voice dripping with malice. "A little accident, perhaps. Something that will make it clear that she should have never crossed paths with us."
The mobsters nodded in agreement, their expressions dark and menacing as they discussed their plans. One of them pointed out the fact that Lily was pregnant with twins, but Alma dismissed it with a wave of her hand.
"I don't care about collateral damage,"
Alma spat, her eyes flashing with contempt.
"If she gets in our way, she's fair game."
"What if we used her in a different way?" one of the goons offered.
"How?"
Alma replied. "She's looking for new exhibits for the fair. Maybe she can help us acquire a certain something we've been hearing rumors about. That thing in Poland," the goon offered.
Alma suddenly realized what her goon was suggesting. He was right. Alma could use this turn to her advantage.
"Good idea," Alma offered. "I'll set the trap in motion, and then it'll be up to Lily to step right in."
With their plan set, Alma and her goons began to prepare for their next move, their minds filled with thoughts of revenge and retribution. Lily Williams may have thought she could outsmart them, but Alma Capone was not one to be underestimated. Lily went on the news and asked the people of Chicago to submit new venues and exhibits for the upcoming Chicago World's Fair. Irate to think that her source of dirty money might come to an end because of Lily's moral high ground, Ma Capone started to plot against Lily. As Lily and Rachel sat in Lily's office surrounded by stacks of potential contracts and pitches for the World Fair, Lily couldn't shake the feeling of unease. They had received an abundance of ideas and proposals, but there was still something missing. A centerpiece that would capture the essence of the fair and draw in crowds from far and wide. "We've got good food vendors, rides, and exhibition options," Lily mused, her brow furrowed in thought. "But what we're lacking is a keystone, something that will be the heart and soul of the fair, something that will keep people talking for years." Rachel nodded, understanding the gravity of Lily's words. The success of the World's Fair hinged on finding that one standout attraction that would set it apart from all the other fairs that had come before. World's Fairs were about innovation and breakthroughs, technology, and advancements. So far, there was nothing like that being submitted as an attraction for the fair that was going to be forever associated with Lily's reign as mayor. "We need something iconic, something that screams Chicago," Lily suggested, her eyes bright with enthusiasm. "Perhaps a monumental sculpture or a grand architectural masterpiece." Rachel's mind raced with possibilities. With renewed determination, Lily and Rachel set to work, poring over the proposals and brainstorming ideas until they found the one that would elevate the fair to new heights. As Rachel delved into the history of world fairs, she unearthed a treasure trove of fascinating information that sparked excitement and inspiration among the group. With each revelation about groundbreaking innovations and technological marvels showcased at past fairs, Rachel's eyes gleamed with enthusiasm. "Did you know that the first television was introduced to awed and amazed spectators at a World's Fair?" Rachel exclaimed, her voice filled with awe. "And the first hovercraft made its debut at another fair." Lily listened intently, captivated by Rachel's revelations. The idea of unveiling a revolutionary invention or cutting-edge technology at their own World's Fair sparked their imagination and filled them with anticipation. "We need something like that," Lily noted, her mind racing with possibilities. "Something that will capture the world's attention and leave a lasting legacy for the city of Chicago." Rachel knew Lily was right. Absolutely. Let's do something really special. Lily's eyes sparkled with excitement as she envisioned the possibilities. Let's scour the globe for the most groundbreaking inventions, Lily suggested. We'll leave no stone unturned until we find the perfect centerpiece for the fair. With renewed purpose, Lily and Rachel set out on their quest to find the next great innovation that would propel their World's Fair to unprecedented heights and solidify its place in history. Just then, there was a knock at the door. "Come in," Lily shouted. Ma Capone made her entrance, a mischievous glint in her eyes. "Alma, so glad you're here," Lily exclaimed. "We've been digging through exhibition options all day. Any luck on your end?" Alma had been hired as an event planner, but Lily didn't know that she was secretly the head of a large Chicago mob organization. She was using an alias to hide her true identity. While Lily and Rachel thought Alma was there to help, in truth she was using Lily for her own personal advancement and to make sure her pockets were still filled with ill-gotten cash that had flowed when crooked Mayor Walsh was overseeing the fair.
"Actually," Alma replied, "that's why I wanted to stop by and talk to you both."
Rachel and Lily perked up at the response. "What did you find?" Rachel asked with genuine curiosity. "Something great?"
"Well, I've heard some intriguing rumors."
Alma began, her tone conspiratorial.
"There's talk of an eccentric inventor who's been tinkering with concepts that could potentially manipulate both time and space. Word on the street is that he's on the verge of perfecting a revolutionary new technology, a teleportation device."
Lily and Rachel exchanged intrigued glances, their interest piqued by Alma's revelation. The teleportation device would undoubtedly be a groundbreaking attraction, capturing the imagination of attendees from around the world and cementing the fair's status as a must-see event.
"That sounds incredible," Lily gasped. "Imagine the impact a teleportation device could have on the world. It could revolutionize travel as we know it."
Rachel nodded in agreement, her excitement growing by the minute. "It would certainly be a fitting centerpiece for our fair," she remarked. "But you said you were hearing rumors. Is any of this true or just conspiracies?"
"And if it is real, how do we find this inventor?" Lily inquired.
"And convince him to showcase his invention at our event," Rachel added. Alma flashed a confident smile. She had prepared in advance for these questions.
"It may just be rumors, but my contact is a real person. He's been texting me off and on for months, from a small town in Poland."
As Alma revealed the inventor's whereabouts, Lily's excitement faltered momentarily. Poland seemed like an improbable place to find a groundbreaking inventor, especially one with such a revolutionary creation.
"Poland?"
Lily echoed, her brow furrowing in perplexity.
"Are you sure?"
Alma nodded emphatically, her expression serious.
"I said the same thing to my contact, but he was able to give me some more specific information on this inventor. Apparently, he was a well-known engineer in the USSR who vanished without a trace after fleeing the Eastern Bloc in the late 80s. Rumor has it he returned to his homeland, seeking refuge from the political restrictions of his life and his world when working under the Soviets."
Rachel chimed in, her tone was contemplative. "It makes sense. Poland has a rich history of scientific innovation and ingenuity. If anyone could develop a teleportation device, it might very well be someone from there." Despite her initial reservations, Lily couldn't deny the appeal of the idea. A teleportation device showcased at the Chicago's World's Fair would undoubtedly be a historic moment, putting the city at the forefront of technological advancement.
"All right,"
Lily conceded, determination gleaming in her eyes.
"Let's find him. If he's truly the genius inventor we believe him to be, then he's exactly what we need to make our fair unforgettable."
Lily's excitement about the mission to Poland was growing, but she knew she had to prioritize her health and safety, especially considering her delicate condition carrying twins. She scheduled a visit with Dr. Serafina Willow, her trusted obstetrician, to seek medical clearance for the trip. Dr. Willow greeted Lily and Kevin warmly as they entered the examination room, her demeanor calm and reassuring. Lily wasted no time in explaining the urgency of her situation and her desire to travel to Poland, in pursuit of the elusive inventor who might have invented the first teleportation machine. After conducting a thorough examination and reviewing Lily's medical history, Dr. Willow nodded thoughtfully. Given your current health and the stage of your pregnancy, traveling to Poland is feasible, she began, her voice measured. However, I must emphasize the importance of taking precautions, especially considering the potential risk of preterm labor. Lily's heart sank slightly at the mention of preterm labor, but she remained attentive, eager to hear Dr. Willow's guidance. I'm willing to approve your travel plans, Dr. Willow continued, but under one condition. Kevin must accompany you at all times, ensuring that you have constant support and assistance. With twins on the way, we can't afford to take any chances. Lily's eyes met Kevin's, conveying both gratitude and concern. She understood the gravity of the situation and knew that having Kevin by her side would provide her with the reassurance she needed. Thank you, Dr. Willow, Kevin replied earnestly. We'll make sure to take every precaution necessary to ensure the safety of our babies. With Dr. Willow's approval secured and Kevin's unwavering support assured, Lily felt a renewed sense of determination as she prepared to embark on their journey to Poland, ready to uncover the secrets of the elusive inventor and make history at the Chicago World's Fair. Excitement filled the air as Kevin and Lily bustled around their home, packing their bags for their upcoming trip to Poland. Despite the weight of their mission and the anticipation of the unknown, there was an undeniable sense of adventure and even a hint of mystery that tinged their preparations. Lily carefully folded essential clothing items into her suitcase, while Kevin meticulously organized their travel documents and other necessities. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of purpose, each item they packed symbolizing another step closer to uncovering the mysteries of the long-hidden inventor and securing the centerpiece for the Chicago's World Fair. As they worked side by side, a sense of unity and determination enveloped them, strengthening their resolve to see their mission through to its fruition. They shared knowing glances and exchanged encouraging words, their bond growing stronger with each passing moment. Finally, after double-checking their packing list and ensuring that nothing essential was left behind, Kevin and Lily zipped up their suitcases, ready to embark on their journey. With a sense of anticipation coursing through their veins, they took one last look around their home before heading out the door, eager to face whatever challenges lay ahead in Poland.